Ever since I became a backcountry guide, one of the most common things that I help people out with is adjusting the straps on their backpack so it sits effectively on their body. A modern backpack is quite advanced in comparison to what we had 15, 20 years ago. They have come a long way, and if it's sitting uncomfortably on your body, chances are it's user error. Today we're going to try and mitigate some of that and give you some information about your backpack that might make your entire week or a couple of days backpacking that much more comfortable. First and foremost, you're going to start yourself with a nice foundation by packing your backpack effectively. I'm going to link above how I pack my backpack before I go on a trip, because the way you put things in your bag does matter, because you want to center your weight really low. You don't want to have a top heavy backpack or things stabbing you in the back. Having a comfortable backpack can either make or break a trip. So knowing what to adjust and how to adjust it makes a huge difference. Today, for my example, I'm using this Osprey. It's a very feature-rich backpack, has lots of compression straps that I've done up, and it's fully loaded. Once those compression straps are tight, you can loosen up your shoulder straps just a little bit and loosen up these straps up here and your hip belt. This is just gonna make it easier to get on your body. I like to set my backpack on my thigh like this. That way I can thread my arm through the shoulder strap and easily swing it around my body. I'm gonna start by adjusting my hip belt. It's taking most of the weight of my backpack and is the foundation of the comfort of my bag. I want to center my hip belt on the crest of my hip. The crest of your hip is very easy to find if you take your hands on your hips and slide them down till they hit a stopping point. It's that flare of bone right there. I'm gonna center the hip belt there by shrugging my shoulders up and bringing the hip belt together, clipping it and then tightening. At this stage, almost all the weight is sitting on my hips with that hip belt. We can tighten the shoulder straps to bring the backpack a bit closer to the body. I want about 90% of the weight on my hips and 10% of it on my shoulders. Next, I'm going to take my sternum strap, which is the strap that goes across your chest. I'm going to clip that in. I'm going to pull it so it snugs up and centers my shoulder straps on my shoulders. I want these shoulder straps to be even. I don't want to take too much weight on one or the other shoulder, and I want it to be nice and centered. That will cover just about every single backpack. Some more of the feature-rich backpacks, like these Ospreys, you have another strap called the load lifting straps up here. You're going to pull those forward, and that's going to snug that backpack up to your body. That's going to evenly distribute the weight with some pressure on your back, your chest, and the top of your shoulders. So it makes a nice round formation of these shoulder straps and gives you even weight distribution across your upper torso. At this stage, I'm at a very good place. My backpack isn't moving around a lot. It doesn't sway side to side. It doesn't feel very top heavy. It's properly packed, nothing stabbing into my back, and I have very little discomfort across my body. When you're new to backpacking, it's really common to have discomfort while wearing a backpack because you're not really used to wearing a hip belt as tight as it needs to be to hold up the weight of this bag. And you're gonna make some adjustments as you go through the trail. Wearing a backpack's a labor of love. You build a relationship with the bag. Eventually, you realize what works for you and what doesn't. It's not one size fits all, and there's not an exact system that's for every single person. But with some practice, you'll find a way that makes it pretty much like a glove on your body. But don't be afraid to mess around with those straps, and do it in that order, because you start with the level of importance and move from there. All these systems work in conjunction with one another to transfer the weight of the backpack to your hips. And that's the most important part of a backpacking backpack. If you are new to backpacking, it's better to get something a bit more adjustable with lots of different straps so you can realize what works for you and what doesn't. After you've gone through the hip belt, the shoulder straps, the sternum straps, the load lifters, all of the bells and whistles, snugged it down, packed it properly, if you are still having problems with your backpack, you might want to hop down to your local gear shop, have them take a look at it. It might be the wrong size for your body. It might just not fit you properly. Every person's different. It's most important that you have a backpack that fits you well and is really comfortable, because time on the trail is meant to be enjoyed. If you are suffering under the weight of your backpack, you're not going to enjoy that. So good luck and happy trails.